Hey, what's up, beautiful people, YouTubers out there? It is a very brisk Christmas day, December 25th, 2025. Hey, look at that. The beavers have just been going berserk. Wow, look at that, huh? And you can see, look at that. Let me see. Look at that little trail right there. They've just been going up and down that trail right there. And that's how they've been adding to this chaos. You can clearly see where they're going up and down. Yeah, so look at that. I don't know. I think beavers are pretty awesome, huh? I think beavers, how they just gnaw through trees and everything like that. Look at man, nature. And then nature just helps them too, because this sucker right here, man, this thing is ready to commit suicide on your ass, you know? I'm on this walking, biking trail up here in the Northeast, and I just saw this, and then I'm like, oh, this is a pretty cool photo op right here, you know? And right over there, you can see the house for the beavers. See if I could zoom in a little bit. Right in the center of there, that's where the beaver home is. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so they have flooded this whole area just by putting this dam, I guess you could say, this wooden pile of sticks and muck and mud and everything. And they have just done a phenomenal job, because I've gone through here. This is just recently too, probably within the past, I don't know, I would say 6 months. And this thing it always had like a little body of water, but it has like tripled in size. And because this dam was not here the last time I came through here. As a matter of fact, you could look back in my videos. I came back through here a while back, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months ago, something like that. And this beaver dam was not here. Whew. Anyways, so yeah, so that's not what this video is about. I just thought I would show that because I thought it was just pretty cool. This is my going to be my HAOQI Cheetah. My review on this bike. Right now I got approximately, let me see, I'll pull this up on the screen. I'll give you exacts. So right now, hold that thought. I just got to get to that screen. I got 274 miles on this bike. And I'm going to give you a few things that I like and a few things that I really think that they're failing on, and they can use a lot more technology, a little bit more quality control and stuff like that. One of the top things that I don't like so far, this has to be one of the top things. I can think of probably like 2 right off the top of my head. The most top thing that I'm going to go for, that I've had in real life experience, and by no means, they are not paying me to make this video. I am doing this all on my own, and I'm trying to help people out in real world life experience. They have a lot of claims, and I'll get to that in a moment. But so what I want to show right now is the things that I've had the bad luck with. Number 1 is going to be this derailleur. This derailleur has been nothing but a bag of shit since I got the bike. Excuse my French. A couple times the chain just came right off the derailleur, and the whole chain just wrapped all the way around inside the hub and the sprocket right here. And I'm going to give you a couple ways that you can fix that, and I'll get to that in a moment. The other thing is these 2 batteries. This bike has the dual battery system, and you plug it in here, right there. That's where you plug it in, and then this is for the top battery. And see, you can see it shows a light. I don't know, let me go around on the other side. It'll show you a light of like where it's at. Let me see if I can get this better. Let me try it like this. My thumb isn't. Anyways, well, there's a light and it works. When I first got this bike, it did not work at all. And I was under the assumption that you just turn around and you plug this sucker in and you automatically, pow, you get the dual battery experience. You know, they're claiming what, 80, 85 miles, stuff like that. And again, I did not know that I saw that it had a charging port, and it's not USB, it's a special plug that is not USB or any of the other USBs compatible. So that being said, then there's this other plug right down here at the bottom. Let's see, right here. You have to take the plug and plug that in. So I was under the assumption that when you buy the bike, it's ready to roll, except, you know, there are some things that you have to do. You have to put the handlebars on, you have to put the front wheel on, you know, you have to put a bunch of other things on. But for the most part, it's ready to roll. And, you know, it comes with a nice rear tail LED light, and it's got a really bright bright front light, but that's for one of the other things. So now what I'd like to say is, yeah, so the rear derailleur has been nothing but problems, and the dual batteries has been far-fetched of what they claim of what it was supposed to be. And I went out on a ride, and this is in summertime, with the power assist between 1 and 2, and mostly level grade with between maybe a 1 and 2%, maybe 2.3% grade. And as you know, like in boating stances and boating terms, you know, you want to say, okay, with a half tank out, you bring a half tank back, right? So that was my philosophy. So I rode until I got a half tank, or half power, half battery. So then I said, oh, woo, I got to turn around at this point, you know? And so what I wound up doing is I turned around, and I'll tell you what, that thing just dropped like an atomic bomb. And I was out at, I want to say 28 miles. I turned around right around 28 miles. And that thing, and when I turned around, I made it back an additional, I made it to 35 miles, and that thing just dropped. And then I went to an additional mile, and the thing just crapped out totally, and it was dead. And I was still a couple dozen miles, you know, away from where I took off from my house. So now, that being said, the was just not there. So I posted on their Facebook, and they claimed that there was something wrong with this battery, and that I possibly needed an activation charger and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, if it needed an activation charger, then why the truck didn't you send the activation charger with the package in the first place, with the boxing and everything in the original purchase? It really just didn't make any sense to me, you know what I mean? And so I just kept saying, hey, when are you going to turn around and get me my miles? So yeah, so I posted on their Facebook page, and what happened was they responded to me, and they said that that I probably needed an activation charger, which was separate from the charger that went into this port right here. And like I said, it goes into this port, which is let me get a better view, which is right here. Yeah, so now that being said, they said that they would send me the activation charger, and so they asked for my information, the mailing address, etc., my email, yada yada yada. And then, you know, and then they turned around, and just 1 second, I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little bit of distraction there. Some folks were, you know, they were just jogging by. I spoke to them really quick. But yeah, so what I wanted to say is back to the HAOQI CHEETAH. Yeah. So yeah, we got the derailleur that has problems, the dual battery does not have the range that they claim. They sent me a activation charger in the mail. I'm currently out testing it right now. You would think that if they know about the situation of it having maybe issues, and because what happens is if you do not use the bike, or I should say the battery, it goes into hibernation mode. They claim it will go into hibernation mode, and what will happen is it's only it's not going to charge. It's not going to work, which is kind of bogus. Like if they knew that, then then they should have sent the activation charger along with the regular charger in the first place. Now, some things that I do like about it. I just want to say that when the bike works, it works good. It gives you a good ride. It's got a nice extra beefy cushion, so your rump shaker doesn't hurt. And it has 5 power levels, and you change everything from this Gizmo electronic right here. This is the shift, this is the up and down, and then you hold this down and then it unlocks it so you can do the what they claim is the 29 miles an hour. And then it cycles through the modes of like how much time you've been riding for, how many miles are on the bike, and how many miles you've ridden. So it fluctuates between that. And I've added a couple gadgets here: my phone holder, a water holder, and this is for my GoPro, stuff like that. And works really well. Right now I'm using my cellular recording device. What I'd also say that I like about it is it's got an nice LED tail light for when you're riding at night around town. You're able to be seen, and it has a fairly bright LED headlight. So, and it does do a good job. You'll have to, out of the box, you'll have to install this headlight, as it is not installed. They leave it kind of like dangling in the box, but it's secured with like zip ties and stuff like that. Now it has the dual suspension and the suspension in the back here, and it does provide a pretty good ride. It's got these big moon tires, and it provides good traction, as well as going over the bumps and crevices and rocks. And right now, you can see I'm kind of on like a rocky, gravel, unimproved, non-paved trail, and it goes pretty far, and this thing rides pretty easily. But so just a short, quick video on my real life experience. They don't pay me for this. I just wanted to try to help people out. I don't feel that you're going to get the mileage that they're claiming, at least not in my experience. And I've had the bike now nearly 400 miles, and I've gotten the activation charger, and I plugged it in, and when I left, I had 2 green lights, fully charged, and right now it has dropped by pretty significantly, and I haven't really rode that much. I'll just turn this on so you can kind of see. It is I would say 80% charge, maybe near 70. It just dropped as I was coming up this way, and I said, whoa, it shouldn't be dropping that much, not that fast, because I didn't ride that much. I think I've only ridden maybe 20 miles, so that should still be somewhere around, in my opinion, like 85%, and that's just not there. Again, in my experience, I really don't see anybody getting 85 miles on this. And again, I could see, like, if I was doing at like level 4, level 3, level 5, and and the bike is doing 80% of the work, and that's just not the case though. I put it on level assist 1, maybe 2, and me just pedaling my behind off, because I like the exercise. I like being out in nature and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, I guess maybe your experience will, it varies, but I just wanted to share my experience and my thoughts on it. Do I think it's a good bike? I think it's a good bike. I know there's a lot more bikes out there that are a lot more per se expensive. And yeah, you know, it's a China bike and yada yada. You get what you pay for and stuff like that. And it's cold out, so I definitely need my mittens. You know, you get what you pay for and stuff like that. But overall, if they just did some improvements on the bike itself, like this thing probably comes off an assembly line and they don't really do nothing to it, you know what I mean? They don't make any fine adjustments. They don't really fine tune it. I had to do some fine tuning on the derailleur, and I'll save that for another video and I'll show you exactly what I did. So I had to make some fine tuning on the derailleur for it to be able to work. It seems to be better now, but out of the box, this thing was just jamming up. It just wasn't where it needed to be, you know what I mean? It was leaving me stuck on the trails out in the wild, you know, with no tools, you know, like you put your faith in the bike and you're thinking, oh, it's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine. And nah, it just wasn't the case. But so that being said, I just wanted to make a quick video and try to help people out and let everybody know my real world experience on the HAOQI CHEETAH bike. Yep. And it has a lot of potential, and I think that if they just make some quality adjustments and definitely work on getting the range, especially because it has the dual battery, it's supposed to get the bigger, longer range. If they can just fix that and, you know, actually get what you're trying to pay for in the beginning instead of just having the original one, because, you know, it also comes with just that one and not the dual battery as well. So I wanted to try the extra one, so I paid a little bit more. And in my opinion, the mileage just isn't there. But yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. And while you're there, like and subscribe this thing and drop a comment in there and let me know if you want to know anything more specific about this bike, and I'll see if I can either answer you guys back, or I'll make a video on it and let you know exactly, you know, what you wanted to see. Again, I just wanted to help people out because I like to help people out, because I'm that kind of cool guy, you know what I mean? But anyways, again, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.